I am making a cauliflower rice, and I will show you my organic cauliflower. I have a huge head, and then I use a food processor. So over here, I've got it in here, and I already broke off some pieces of cauliflower that I'm gonna process up to make the rice. Some people like to steam the cauliflower before they make it, but I like to do it this way, and then I put it into my wok or your skillet, and then you just kind of do it like a stir fry. And so while I'm processing this, I'm gonna go ahead and get my organic chicken breast, and I'm gonna go ahead and slice it up into like little chunks, and then I'm gonna throw it into my wok so that it's cooking while I'm making the rice base of the cauliflower. So I am just cutting up my chicken breast, and I'm just gonna do it into slices. You don't have to cut it up, but I just want it to cook a little more evenly and a little bit faster. Make sure that it gets cooked all the way through. And I'm gonna do it on about medium heat, and I added in a little bit of water and then some olive oil just to kind of slowly cook the chicken. Sometimes the olive oil can cook it a little bit too fast, so that's why I add the water. I know it's a little bit weird. Just to show everyone what my chicken looks like sliced up, just like that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and throw it into my wok. Now I'm going ahead and cutting up my organic carrots. I'm just gonna slice them up and then put them into the wok a little bit later. So I'm just kind of slicing beforehand, and then I'm gonna save it. I like my carrots to be a little bit soft, so I'm gonna add it in before I put all the cauliflower rice in. But if you like them more crunchy, you can just wait and put all of the veggies in at the same time, and they won't be as soft. Gonna slice up some mushrooms. You can really put any kind of vegetables you want. I normally would do broccoli in here as well. I don't have any, so I'm gonna just do mushrooms, carrots, and then some peppers. I have some bell peppers, so I'm gonna do some green and red bell peppers. For my cauliflower rice, I have my food processor, so what I'm gonna do is just pulse it up. So here are my red bell peppers and my green peppers. Sorry, my camera's a little bit low. I really need somebody to hold it for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chop this up, and I actually do it, I like to have them a little bit thicker, so I'm probably gonna do it about this size. Sometimes when it gets really small, it's almost like you can't even taste the pepper. You don't really know what you're eating, so I like to kind of keep them in little chunks, but not too big either. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this up, and then just to show you what the cauliflower rice looked like, you just have to go slow. Sometimes it doesn't all pulse up, so I'm just gonna pull this out, and I'm gonna get all of the rice part that you see in there, pull that out, and just keep going and just doing it slowly to pulse it. Because if you do it too much, it'll turn into more of like a cauliflower mashed potatoes. So you just kind of have to do it real slow and only put a little bit of cauliflower in there. Otherwise, you get a lot of pieces like that that don't get cut up all the way. Is my chicken that's cooking in the wok. And there's a little bit of liquid that I like to kind of turn into a broth and pour over my food. I'm gonna add in some organic harissa seasoning, and then a little bit of cayenne red pepper, and a little bit of ginger, as well as a dash of my Himalayan sea salt, and a little bit of olive oil so that the chicken can kind of crisp up a little bit. And then just add all of my seasonings in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my vegetables that I have chopped up over here. And I always kind of cook them based on the vegetable and how long it needs to be in there. So I'm gonna start with my carrots just so that they can soften up, and then I'm gonna do all of this with the cauliflower rice later, so I'll add that in and show you what I do next. I went ahead and added all of my veggies in. That's what it looks like. So I added a little bit of my organic olive oil just to crisp up the chicken, and then it's gonna slowly cook up some of those vegetables. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish pulsing the rest of my rice and throw it right into the pan with the veggies and chicken. Here is my pulsed cauliflower rice. I'm just gonna go ahead and add it into my veggies and then just stir fry that for probably like 5-10 minutes, and then that's pretty much it. I'm gonna add in a few other seasonings, but that's really simple. You can make this a ton of different ways. I didn't add the egg in, but you could always do some scrambled egg and then toss it in here as well. So yeah, that's cauliflower rice. This is just a great way to eat rice without all of the carbs. It's more of a keto version, and it's, yeah, otherwise you could use the wild rice and organic wild rice, but you don't want to eat too much of that just because of the carbs. So I definitely prefer the cauliflower rice.